So obviously something a little bit different for this week. I'm not dressed up for no reason at all. Obviously it's Remembrance Sunday, and being ex-forces, we always make sure we attend our local Remembrance Parade in Chorley, so that's where we're off to today. I actually normally join in with the parade, but I've took myself up last week, so I've hurt my back yet again. So I had an operation earlier on this year, which was meant to sort that out, but unfortunately it's not. I've only got 6 months, so I'm going to be watching from the sidelines today. So welcome back to another video then. Thanks for tuning in last week. So we are in the process of trying to play catch up. So those who watched last week know we're trying to sort the honey house up. So we're just in the process of degunking everything. So it's still full of cappings and honey residue. That's a Tetron uncapping tank, and we've got our bulk honey tank back there. So we're just going to power wash everything down, obviously with cold water, make it a little bit easier while the girls are entertained. And then we're going to start blitzing the honey house, and then give it a good deep clean and get everything back in and start getting straight again.
It's only a dream. Nothing is really what it seems anyway.
So like I said, we just use cold water and that's all clean now, and it stops any wax or propolis or anything going really sticky and difficult to remove. So they're fine, they just need to dry. Whilst I'm here, see if I can unpack this. So I brought this back from the National Honey Show. In fact, let me get my knife. Oh, right. So this is the first time I've unpacked it since the honey show, and it's a brand new Tetron UK honey creamer. The man Darius has let us bring this one back to give it a try and a review. So we do quite a lot of creamed honey in various flavours and whatnot, so really looking forward to putting this one to the test. Usual Tetron quality. I have noticed on social media as well, quite a few people ordering some of the bigger equipment, having seen it at the honey show, which is fantastic. Also shows Darius is doing a grand job, and people are taking note, and once they've seen the equipment, they're going away and going home and buying it.
Yep.
Are you rolling?
Yep.
So we've still got loads of the Simon the Beekeeper fondant left, the pre-packaged stuff, but we also bought a load in bulk. Reason being, the sugar prices dropped considerably, so we're just tubbing some up with, in fact these are, don't like admitting it, leftover takeaway cartons. So that's how many we've had this year. But I also buy some from Costco in bulk as well, and just find it easier. I think when I first started doing the YouTube videos, that was one of our first videos last November. A tubbing fondant up, and just easy transport, less mess. And I've used bread knives and all sorts of stuff trying to cut fondant in the past, and it's a right messy job. But now I just use one of these plasterers scrapers or blades, whatever they're called, and they're just really fine and just fly through the fondant, making an easy job. So I also noticed this week on a lot of, well, pretty much every single beekeeper's social media platform, that links to several supermarkets have had the honey tested, and I think out of 30 tests, near enough 25 of them or 20 something came back as fake honey, which, to be honest, it isn't anything new. We've known that for many years. Fact is, will anything get done about it? Probably not. Reason being, the big honey packers and things like that are the ones who are also subsidising memberships and have everyone buy the dangler bit, so to speak, and have the monopoly of the market. So will anything get done? Probably not, no. Can more be done? I think pretty much beekeepers are doing everything they can. Promotion wise, it's just the fact that English honey ultimately is too expensive for the big supermarkets. So answers in the comments then. How do we move forward from this? So how do we get English honey back on the shelves of supermarkets? How do we promote it to the general public? Do we need an ad campaign? Do you find that people are just becoming more aware of it and turning to local beekeepers? Because although we've seen an upwards trend in people wanting local honey and natural honey and raw honey, so to speak, it's still not enough, I don't think. So what do we do as an industry moving forward to try and combat all this fake honey? Answers in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Now little by little, in the twilight's gentle flow.
So it's quite, like I say, it's quite a cold day today, but there is plenty of flight. So we have disturbed them a little bit. So I've had to shake some of the bees out the feeders. I've just shook them on the roofs and in front of the hives and whatnot. They will find their way in. And now I need to bring some entrance reducers for the floors, mouse guards or whatever, and just close them up now nice and tight. So it's that time of year again, it's winter. We'll need to start borrowing Ollie's buggy to just get onto the field. I didn't fancy getting stuck again. I've still got the road tyres on, but loads and loads of bee flight. I think it's about 11 degrees now. So these girls are bringing in pollen still. There's a field next door of Phacelia, is that the air ambulance? Of Phacelia and mustard. It's just about going over now, but obviously they're still bringing enough in to keep them busy. So what concerns me a little bit is we're approaching mid-November now and we're still 11 degrees. Although they are bringing some stores in and we have been feeding, I mean there's a full size hive there, it looks like they're on full flow mode. Yeah, so we have been feeding, but I'm really concerned about how much stores they're using. I think there's a good chance some of these hives will still have some brooding. They were certainly, because they're so active and not clustered up, they're definitely consuming stores. And how much are they going to have to see them through winter? I'm a little bit concerned everywhere, nationally, that we might see a little bit of starvation and issues come February, March time. I'd love to have your thoughts on that. Let us know again in the comments. Are we in for a bit of a starvation year because it's so mild? So I don't know if we got that on camera then, I'll have to check back on the time lapse. But we have a little mouse nest. But when I opened it up, he actually jumped out. Yeah, he's not in there now.
She.
Yeah, she, he, whichever. But yeah, bone dry those feeders. On with the fondant. Job's a good one.
In the dance of fading light,
So what I'm doing, because these are our own made wooden solid floors, I also made little pieces of entrance reducer that fit perfectly in them. So that's all we're doing now, is fitting these into our own floors. This is one of our double brood nukes, and all we're going to do, I've just cut it really thin. I'm just going to drop it in these little side feeders. But even though we've started using our own fondant as well and tubbing it up, we're still using the Sam the Beekeeper pre-packaged. So that's just going to sit on top of this eek, right over the bees. I've got to be honest, it's way more easier than messing about cutting your own and tubbing. So this is one we put the fondant on the other week. You can see they've eaten all that. Consumed a lot, so we'll put a fresh one on again. So I've fed everything, they've all had fondant now. Obviously they've all been treated. I was gonna oxalic acid the nukes, but to be honest they're way too busy. And then I have some leftover fondant, so I've just stuck that on a roof, because the feeders that we took off, any residual syrup that was in there, they're going absolutely crazy for, as you can see. That's us finished here. Bit happy knowing that everything's fed. There are a few light nukes and a couple of light hives, so get your hives hefted. The fact that everyone's bees have been so active would tell me, you know me, it points towards the starvation risk early next year, but we shall see. Like I say, just keep feeding. As long as we keep taking it, we'll just keep giving it.